There's 1,400 plus belts with, say, championship on it, whether it's world champion, global champion, silver champion, diamond champion, intercontinental champion. There's 1,400 of them knocking around on a global scale. It makes the sport impossible to follow for a casual fan. The only way you make it appealable for me is to get rid of the belts, get rid of as many of those belts as possible. I think that's obvious. But not only that, to make the best fights possible. If you're the WBC champion, then you have to fight somebody ranked by the WBC. But the WBC don't recognize the 3 other champions. So the guy with the IBF, the guy with the WBA, the guy with the WBO belts, all those champions, they're not recognized by this governing body because they've got someone else's belt. So this has been the problem for so many years. So the champion here will never have to fight one of these other 3 because he has to fight somebody out of the rankings here. Now, in the recent times, with the money from Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Al Sheikh's emergence, he's come in and said, I want to see that fight, so I'll put millions on the table to make sure WBC guy fights the WBA guy. And then they're both promoters and they're both rival bodies because they get their percentage every time there's a title fight. Ooh, that's more money than we could make fighting one of our ranked guys. Oh, go on then. Yeah, we'll do that fight. So we've seen change and we've seen the impact that's had because the right fights, the big fights, the unification fights are actually happening in boxing now. So boxing at that level has exploded. It's booming. The problem is, Turkey Al Sheikh has now said, I'm turning the tap off on all this money that I'm giving to everybody, and I'm just going to back Zuffa. I'm just going to back Ring Magazine shows. So now everybody in boxing, all the promoters and all the governing bodies, thank goodness, are all panicking because, oh, wait a minute. If all the money's gone over there, then my WBC champion might say, I can only get 2 million defending my belt against someone ranked. But actually, if I was fighting over on Zuffa, that's where Turkey's money is. Actually, I can get 10 million now fighting against this guy. The world's going to change, and boxing needs to pivot and shift. The old guard's being broken up and is going to have to move with the sport. And I think the next couple of years in boxing are going to be seismic. Certainly the biggest years of change that have probably happened, never mind in my lifetime, maybe even the generation before as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's certainly going to be an exciting year. And I think that's a great way to wrap things up. It was absolutely fantastic speaking to you and great to get all of your insights, Nick. Before we go, can you just remind everyone, if they don't know already, where they can find you, what to follow? Give us a shout out.
Yes, if you're a boxing fan, you can catch me regularly on BBC, working on BBC Live boxing shows. If you're an MMA fan, you can catch me on TNT Sports in the UK. I'm part of the commentary team that break down, preview, and review all of the UFC. And if you like me on a daily basis, thank goodness, then you can catch me over at Fight Disciples podcast, which I host alongside Adam Capsule. And as you pointed out earlier on, is a multi-award-winning fight sports podcast and probably the biggest independent fight sports podcast on the planet.
There you are. Thanks a lot, Nick, and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care, Charlie. Thanks, mate.
Bye-bye.
All good.
All good, mate. Let me just turn this recording off. Oh, brilliant.